Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaimudire Ashtaprayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine. नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 4 चैप्टर 8 वर्स 35 ध्रुववाच सोऽयं शमो भगवता सुख दुःख हतात्मनां दर्शित कृपया पुंसां दुर्दर्शोऽस्मद् विधैस्तु यः. Dhruva Maharaj said, my dear Lord Narada ji, for a person whose heart is disturbed by the material conditions of happiness and distress, whatever you have so kindly explained for attainment of peace of mind is certainly a very good instruction. But as far as I am concerned, I am covered by ignorance. This kind of philosophy does not touch my heart. So whose heart is disturbed by material conditions. So he's saying, I am covered by ignorance, so my heart is mm, not disturbed by material conditions. Uh, anyway, let's see what Prabhupada says in the purport. There are various classes of men. One class is called Akami, referring to those who have no material desire. Desire must exist, either material or spiritual. Material desire arises when one wants to satisfy one's personal senses. One who is ready to sacrifice anything to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be said to have spiritual desire. Dhruva did not accept the instruction given by the great saint Narada because he thought himself unfit for such instruction, which prohibited all material desires. So Narada's instruction prohibited all material desires. So Dhruva did not accept it. It is not a fact, however, that those who have material desires are prohibited from worshipping the Supreme Person of Godhead. And this is the essential instruction from the life of Dhruva. So Dhruva had material desire. Uh, so he's saying Narada Muni is giving some instruction which was prohibiting material desire. So he said, I can't accept this philosophy. That philosophy does not touch my heart. But of course, Narada Muni still he initiates him into the process of bhakti. Because if somebody has material desires, doesn't mean that they are prohibited from worshipping. They can absolutely worship the Supreme Lord. Akama sarvakamo va moksha kamo daradihi. He frankly admitted that his heart was full of material desires. He was very much affected by the cruel words of his stepmother. Whereas those who are spiritually advanced do not care about anyone's condemnation or adoration. We're spiritually advanced. So if we are still caring about others' condemnation, adoration, then we have to understand we are not spiritually advanced. Namani namanadena kirtaniya sadaharihi. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the persons who are actually advanced in spiritual life do not care. Look at this word, do not care for the dual behavior of this world. Do not care. So two important things here. Those who are spiritually advanced. Those who are spiritually advanced, number one, they do not care for anybody's appreciation or condemnation. Number one, they do what is right, and what is right for them is to please the Supreme Lord. That is the right thing. Now, in their attempt to do that, if somebody is condemning them, somebody is appreciating them, they are not so bothered about it. So simply they do whatever is right as per Guru Sadhu Shastra. Spiritually advanced person. Now, another characteristic of a spiritually advanced person is he does not care for the dual behavior. Dual behavior. Dvandva. of the material world. Again, same thing. One condemning, one appreciating, uh, one thinking something, saying something else, duplicitous. Mm. So he does not care. This does not care is a very, very important udasina. Does not care, is indifferent. It doesn't matter. It cannot stop his service to Krishna. Mm. So we should note this. If we are wondering whether we are spiritually advanced or not, we can evaluate based on these two qualities. If we are still affected by what others are saying, this, that, and all that, then we have to understand saying that we are still some distance away from spiritual advancement. Because a spiritually advanced person, actually, we see in the life of Bharat Maharaj. When King Rahugana was saying all these things, actually, Bhagavatam says that there was a little one wave that came up in Bharat Maharaj's heart that he was criticizing, but then he didn't react to it. He just ignored it. Mm. So we should understand by this also that sometimes, even these feelings might just come uh, when something wrong is being done or some, duplicitous behavior, dual behavior. Mhm. But a spiritually advanced person does not react to it. He just ignores it, saying that it's okay. This is the nature of this fallen material world. Let me go on doing whatever is right for the pleasure of Krishna. But Dhruva Maharaj frankly admitted that he was not beyond the affliction of material desires and happiness. So he wanted, but he was confident that the instruction given by Narada was valuable, yet he could not accept it. So this is also, you know, yeah, something that devotees go through. They know that they should not go behind sense gratification, but they're not able to control or they're not able to accept these instructions. The question raised here is whether or not a person afflicted by material desires is fit to worship the Supreme Person of Godhead. Answer is that everyone is fit to worship him. Even if one has many material desires to fulfill, he should take to Krishna consciousness and worship the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is so merciful that he fulfills everyone's desires. Through this narration, it will become very clear that no one is barred from worshipping the Supreme Person of Godhead, even if one has many material desires. Now, of course, it's not that this is only the entry point. This is not the exit point. This is the entry point to Krishna consciousness. Yeah, somebody has all material desires, absolutely. But if they're actually following the process of Krishna consciousness properly, strictly, then Gnana Vairagya has to come automatically. Automatically. If it's not coming, it basically shows that we are not following the process properly. Of course, I mean, in every devotee's life, there'll be some one or two anarthas which will, take a long time to go. But the devotee understands saying that there's still anarthas, but he's very sincerely trying to overcome that. Mm. But it can't be that we remain having material desires even after coming into Krishna consciousness and practicing it for some time. For some time, actually, because the process is very, very powerful. Process is very powerful. So if we strictly follow the process, and of course the process begins in Shravanam. See, if we keep reading Prabhupada's purports like this, where he's saying no sense gratification, this, that, and all that, how long can we continue to have those kind of thought processes? Either we can continue to have the thought process, but then we cannot read Prabhupada's books, or if we read Prabhupada's books, then that mindset has to go off. And that is the reason this so much of importance given to reading Prabhupada's books. Because if we are slightly conscientious, meaning we have some, we are truthful, then we can't read this and still continue to live a sense gratifying life. Because then our conscience will be pricking us. So, what is this? Prabhupada is saying this is not good. He doesn't like it. Why am I living like this? And so, our conscience will get pricked again and again, again and again, daily for 1 hour every day. If it keeps getting pricked, what do you expect? Automatically, we will drop the nonsense. Just assume somebody is repeatedly telling, don't do, don't do, don't do. Of course, if you don't like it, we'll avoid that person's company itself altogether, right? But if you if we give up Prabhupada's company, then we are gone. So we should be reading. And if you're reading every day, there's no way we can continue that kind of thought process because Prabhupada is just hammering these things in every purport. Mm. So this is very, very important. It's important. Some of these, we should not bring in these dualities into Vaishnava life, meaning amongst devotees. Dealings have to be very simple and straightforward. So these things are all. Please, I request everybody to please read this Vaishnava K book. It was originally commented on by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Then His Holiness Jayapadaka Maharaj has also written on that. It's a very nice book. This Vaishnava K. It says who is a Vaishnava. Mm. And unfortunately, if you don't read, then we will end up not being a Vaishnava. At least in terms of what the book is saying. A very, very important book, especially as we make progress in Krishna consciousness. For those devotees who are just entered Krishna consciousness few years, it's okay. Um, all the bad things we learn as and how we remain in the system for long. Mm. Somebody was asking, I think Radhesham Prabhu, I think, saying that when we come to Krishna consciousness, we have so much taste for every aspect of Krishna consciousness. Why does it fade over a period of time? Because he said we offend Vaishnavas. Because we are in the company of Vaishnavas, we take Vaishnavas for granted. And we talk about them behind somebody. We criticize them. We speak bad about them. We create, propaganda about others. Now, if all of these things are being done, then it's very, very detrimental. Very, very detrimental. So we lose taste. We will be there. We will be doing bhakti-like activities. It's called bhakti abhasa. But it's not bhakti. Mm. So we should make this habit. We should not talk about another devotee behind that person. If you want to say anything very humbly, it has to be spoken in front. If we have the heart, we should speak about it in front. Otherwise, we should not bother about it at all. Talking about it in the back is not acceptable. So either we should absolutely not do that, and if somebody else is doing that, we should avoid that company, completely avoid. So these things are very, very important. So this dual behavior, condemnation, adoration, we get stuck here. Yeah, we are all worshipping the Supreme Lord, irrespective. We might have desire, material desires. That's okay. But let's follow the process properly. Then automatically material desires will go, and we will live for the pleasure of Krishna. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Everything we have should be offered to Krishna. But if we are not at that state, then that means that we still have a long way to go. So we should understand. We should understand what our gaps are, and work hard, work diligently to get over it. The Lord is so merciful. Prabhupada elsewhere right saying that, you know, mm, Krishna is providing all our necessities. Um, but can't we do little service to him by giving him whatever he has only given us? Mm, That is devotee. Athapi me vinitasya kshatram ghoram upeyushah suruchya durvacho baner nabhinne shrayate hridi. My dear Lord, I'm very impudent. I'm very impudent for not accepting your instructions. But this is not my fault. It is due to my having been born in a Kshatriya family. My stepmother Suruchi has pierced my heart with her harsh words. Therefore, your valuable instruction does not stand in my heart. See, this is the beginning of Krishna consciousness for Dhruva. He came into Krishna consciousness because he could not tolerate this insult. And so he's saying, your valuable instruction does not stand in my heart. That is why when people come to Krishna consciousness initially, we should not just go into too much of personal instructions and all that. Just call them for satsang, let them sit in, kirtan, take prasadam, and generally nice, simple, jolly kind of engagement with everybody. Just good relationship, that's all. Mm. Because in the beginning, nobody wants to actually hear any instruction. Like, Dhruva is saying, no, no, your words are very, very useful, but I can't accept them. It is said that the heart or mind is just like an earthen pot. Once broken, it cannot be repaired by any means. Mm. Again, very, very important statement. This has to be very seriously considered when devotees are interacting with each other. Dhruva Maharaj gave this example to Narada Muni. He said that his heart, having been pierced by the arrows of his stepmother's harsh words, felt so broken that nothing seemed valuable but his desire to counteract her insult. Mm. Because he was fallen. Dhruva Maharaj was fallen at this stage, materially fallen, in the modes, in the grip of the modes of nature. So he couldn't tolerate that insult, and he wanted to counteract her insult. This is not for a Vaishnava. This is not for a devotee. If a devotee is insulted, he should just think, okay, this is Krishna's mercy. I have to give up my false ego. But if you want to counteract the insult or do some ulta pulta things, this is all not Vaishnava. His stepmother had said that because he was born from the womb of Suniti, a neglected queen of Maharaj Uttanapada, Dhruva Maharaj was not fit to sit either on the throne or on his father's lap. In other words, according to his stepmother, he could not be declared king. Dhruva Maharaj's determination therefore was to become king of a planet exalted even beyond that possessed by Lord Brahma, the greatest of all demigods. And just because he could not be declared king, Dhruva was so affected that he became determined to become get possession of the biggest kingdom, the most exalted position. Dhruva Maharaj indirectly informed the great sage Narada that there are four kinds of human spirit: Brahminical, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Spirit of one caste is not applicable to the members of another. The philosophical spirit enunciated by Narada Muni might have been suitable for a Brahmana, but it is not suitable for a Kshatriya. Dhruva frankly admitted that he was lacking in Brahminical humility and was therefore unable to accept the philosophy of Narada Muni. This also is very, very important quality. We have to admit our weakness. We have to admit our weakness in front of somebody who should be superior to us spiritually, who should be superior to us, and who should be able to guide us and correct us. But if we think that I don't need any advice at all, that I am sufficiently advanced, then we are cheating ourselves. And it is advised every disciple should go to the Guru for all important decisions of his life, all important decisions, material or spiritual, because all of them are interconnected. We can't separate them. So disciple has to go to the Guru. And of course, every Guru has different ways of reaching out. So whatever be the protocol that can be followed, but we can't take independent decisions, and we should not take decisions based on somebody else's authority, especially personal decisions. We cannot just say, okay, so one more devotee, I spoke to this devotee said do this, so I'm doing. That's okay if it is very standard kind of, question. But if it is very personal, meaning little complicated, intricately entangled, connected with one's personal life. For example, somebody wants to give up marriage. Very, very important decision that has to be discussed with Guru. Guru has to decide. Can't be that we just whimsically just decide saying that okay. So he admitted. He said, okay, I'm not qualified, but I'm admitting I'm not qualified. I don't have this humility. So I'm not able to accept your philosophy, your instruction. The statements of Dhruva Maharaj indicate that unless a child is trained according to his tendency, there is no possibility of his developing his particular spirit. It was the duty of the spiritual master or teacher to observe the psychological movement of a particular boy and thus train him in a particular occupational duty. Okay, this is very important for Gurukul. In Gurukul, boys have to be observed to see what their psychological movement is, whether it is Brahmana type, Kshatriya type, Vaishya type, Shudra type, and accordingly they have to be trained. It's not that like nowadays, today's schools, everybody reads same syllabus. No, it's not like that. They have to be trained in a particular occupational duty. Somebody seems to be having Brahmana, spirit, then he has to be trained accordingly, etc., etc. Dhruva, having already been trained in the Kshatriya spirit, would not accept Brahminical philosophy, which is true, which is correct. Because a Kshatriya cannot become a Brahmana. This was Arjuna's confusion. In America, we have practical experience of this incompatibility of the Brahminical and Kshatriya temperaments. The American boys who have simply been trained as Shudras are not at all fit to fight in battle. Therefore, when they are called to join the military, they refuse because they do not have Kshatriya spirit. This is a cause of great dissatisfaction in society. That the boys do not have the Kshatriya spirit does not mean that they are trained in Brahminical qualities. They are trained as Shudras. And thus, in frustration, they are becoming hippies. However, as soon as they enter the Krishna consciousness movement being started in America, they are trained to meet the Brahminical qualifications, even though they have fallen to the lowest conditions as Shudras. Again, we discussed this. Training is absolutely important. Yeah, and everybody has to be trained to have Brahminical qualifications. Of course, not everybody can become a Brahmana. And those who are getting Brahmin initiated also should have Brahminical qualifications. Shama, Dama, Titiksha, all those qualifications have to be there. Or at least those, it cannot be that a person has Vaishya qualification and becomes a Brahmana. It's not at all right. Or a person has Kshatriya spirit, is like shouting on top of his voice, and he's got a Brahmin thread. No, this is all namesake. This will all become namesake initiations. So one has to have Brahminical nature. One has to have Brahminical nature. Only then he can become a Brahmana. So then that further training is required. Okay, somebody is wanting to become Brahmana. Okay, first go through training. Come, there will be philosophical training, then there will be life training, meaning testing real life situations, how this person is reacting, is still base qualities are still there, tamoguna, rajoguna still there. Then no, some more training is required, some more cleansing is required. This is the process. This is how it's supposed to be. In other words, since the Krishna consciousness movement is open for everyone, people in general can attain the Brahminical qualifications. This is the greatest need at the present moment. For now, there are actually no Brahmanas or Kshatriyas, but only some Vaishyas and for most part Shudras. So Prabhupada is saying this is required. So this training is required. And why is it that outside a Kshatriya cannot become a Brahmana, but once a person with Kshatriya spirit comes into ISKCON, he can still become a Brahmana? Because of the process. And the process actually helps one to transcend the three modes. So when he transcends the three modes, then basis for a Vaishnava is Brahminical quality. So it's easy. It can be achieved provided somebody follows the process. But if somebody holds on to their lower modes, then nothing can be done. Somebody still holds on to Kshatriya, Vaishya spirit, Shudra spirit, but then he cannot become a real Brahman. The classification of society into Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras is very scientific. In the human social body, the Brahmanas are considered the head, Kshatriyas are the arms, Vaishyas are the belly, Shudras are the legs. At the present moment, the body has legs and a belly, but there are no arms or head, and no Kshatriyas, no Brahmanas. Therefore, society is topsy-turvy. And this is true of any institution. Any institution. Even a home, for example. If there's only legs and belly, if there are no arms and head, then it will become topsy-turvy, meaning there's nobody who knows clearly what needs to be done, what should not be done. And if somebody is doing wrong, if somebody doesn't have the guts to stop it, saying that no, this cannot be done, then that house will also become topsy-turvy. Any institution for that matter, not just society. Society is just in a big institution. It is necessary to re-establish the Brahminical qualifications in order to raise the fallen human society to the highest standard of spiritual consciousness. And obviously, this is required within ISKCON as an institution, that we raise ourselves to this Brahminical qualification. It's not required that everybody has to have a Brahminical thread. Whether somebody has a Brahmin thread or not is not important, but everybody should have Brahminical qualification, because without becoming a Brahmana, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, one cannot become a Vaishnava. And just because somebody has Brahmin thread doesn't mean that he's become Brahma Bhuta. Though ideally that's what is expected. Okay. Padam Tribhuvanotkrishtam Jigisho Sadhu Vartmame Bruhi Asmat Pitrabhir Brahman Anyairapyanadhishtitan. O learned Brahmana, I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the three worlds by anyone, even by my father and grandfather Brahma. If you will oblige, kindly advise me of an honest path. Uh, sorry, Manu. Tanapadam Manu Brahma. So if you will oblige, kindly advise me of an honest path to follow by which I can achieve the goal of my life. So honest. Dhruva Maharaj is not wanting to take some, in Hindi we say jugad, not some shortcut. Somehow achieve the goal. Somehow I want to achieve the goal. No. Please advise me of an honest path. When Dhruva Maharaj refused to accept the Brahminical instruction of Narada Muni, naturally the next question would be what sort of instruction he wanted. So even before Narada Muni asked, Dhruva Maharaj expressed his heartfelt desire. His father, of course, was the emperor of the entire world, Uttanapada. His grandfather, Lord Brahma, was the creator of the universe. Why is it grandfather? Okay. Dhruva Maharaj expressed his desire to possess a kingdom better than those of his father and grandfather. He frankly stated that he wanted a kingdom which had no competitor within the three worlds, namely the higher, middle, and lower planetary systems. The greatest personality within this universe is Lord Brahma, and Dhruva Maharaj wanted a position even greater than his. He wanted to take advantage of Narada Muni's presence because he knew very well that if Narada Muni, the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna, could bless him or show him the path, then certainly he would be able to occupy a more exalted position than any person within the three worlds. Thus, he wanted help from Naradaji to achieve that position. Dhruva Maharaj wanted a position greater than that of Brahma. This is practically an impossible proposition, but by pleasing the Supreme Lord, a devotee can achieve even the impossible. One particular point mentioned here is that Dhruva Maharaj wanted to occupy an exalted position not by hook or by crook, but by honest means. This indicates that if Krishna offered him such a position, then he would accept it. That is the nature of a devotee. He may desire material gain, but he accepts it only if Krishna offers it. Dhruva Maharaj was sorry to refuse the instruction of Narada Muni. Therefore, he requested him to be merciful to him by showing a path by which he could fulfill his mind's desires. Of course, we say that, yeah, I got this because Krishna desired. But this Krishna offering is very different. If we want something, we get something and we say, yeah, Krishna has given me. And Krishna will give us, yeah, if we desire. Uh, if we desire material gain, then we might get it. But just taking this line of argument saying that, okay, Krishna has given, so I will continue to desire that way. That is not correct. And of course, it has to be honest means. Honest means. Not by hook or crook. By hook or crook, I want to get something. That is not the idea. So here Prabhupada is saying he accepts what Krishna offers, which means that which is obtained by honest means. So, and Dhruva Maharaj was sorry to refuse the instruction. Therefore, he requested him to be merciful. Saying that, yeah, I'm not able to accept your very exalted instruction. Please give me something else which can help me achieve my desires. I can't directly accept your very exalted instruction. Nunam bhavan bhagavato yongaja parameshtinaha vitudan atate veenam hitaya jagatorkavat. My dear Lord, you are a worthy son of Lord Brahma, and you travel playing on your musical instrument, the veena, for the welfare of the entire universe. You are like the sun which rotates in the universe for the benefit of all living beings. Dhruva Maharaj, although a young child, expressed his hope that he might be offered the benediction of a kingdom which would exceed in opulence those of his father and grandfather. He also expressed his gladness that he had met such an exalted person as Narada, whose only concern was to illuminate the world like the sun which rotates all over the universe, only for the purpose of benefiting the inhabitants of all planets. Narada Muni travels all over the universe for the sole purpose of performing the best welfare activity for the entire universe by teaching everyone how to become a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, Dhruva Maharaj felt fully assured that Narada Muni could fulfill his desire, even though the desire was very extraordinary. The example of the sun is very significant. The sun is so kind that he distributes his sunshine everywhere without consideration. Dhruva Maharaj requested Narada Muni to be merciful to him. He pointed out that Narada travels all over the universe just for the purpose of doing good to all conditioned souls. He requested that Narada Muni showed his mercy by awarding him the benefit of his particular desire. Dhruva Maharaj was strongly determined to fulfill his desire. It was for that purpose that he had left his home and palace. Of course, in the future, when Dhruva Maharaj actually achieves self-realization, he gets, he sees, he gets the darshan of Lord Vishnu, then he repents. He repents. So we should understand that it was just the beginning, initial immature stage that he wanted all this. But then, as soon as he achieves perfection in 6 months, gets the darshan of Lord Vishnu, he feels very miserable that he actually desired this from Vishnu. Okay, we will stop here if anybody has any comments, questions. Okay, we'll close here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Sorry, I couldn't open this thing.
Yeah.
Prabhu, there's one request. You are talking about Vaishnava K. Prabhu. We've read the books, but when we read it, and you explain it, it is very different. I'm just
Okay.
requesting you. Can you do it with us once?
Okay, Maharaj.
And one more thing, Prabhu. Like during the class, you mentioned that we should ask a Guru Maharaj or go to some senior
No,
Vaishnava.
I said actually we should go to Guru.
Guru,
not
yes,
senior
yes.
Vaishnava.
Guru. How many times are we able to reach out to the Guru is
No,
another.
we should reach out. We should reach out. Actually, it's
Prabhu,
not a question of practicality at all. It's not a question of practicality. It's a question of intent. Right. And of course, it's not like in our lives, like we taking big decisions every now and then.
yeah.
Right. Big decisions have to go. I mean, we just take, some people think, for example, somebody is working now 8 hours a day and he's earning some money. Now he wants more money. Okay. Then he wants to now start working 12 hours. It's killing. He's going to kill his bhakti very clearly. Right. Now, this decision has to be discussed with Guru. Right. And if the Guru says no, Guru will obviously understand. Right. It's not like Guru is some person who doesn't understand practical challenges of his disciple. So he will obviously understand and he will say, and also, Prabhupada many times, told one thing for one person and in the same situation told something else for some other person. And the Guru is capable. We should have that confidence. But our problem is that we become so predetermined about our own situations and decisions that we will go and do FYI to Guru. Right. And that's not at all spiritual life. This is just cheating. Right. Because if we really want our eternal welfare, which is spiritual progress, then we have to have the heart to go and tell, yeah, Guru Maharaj, this is my situation. We can even say, okay, I thought that this path can be taken, but I'm ready to follow your instruction. This is the mood in which we have to approach. And if we do that, then absolutely we will get the best thing for us, best thing. But we don't have the faith. We don't Either we don't trust or we think that Guru doesn't understand, my material problem. All these are Guru Avagya, offending Guru. But if you think like this and not go to Guru for asking important decisions. I mean, the other day somebody contacted me and said, I want, something said like about, um, can I see Krishna, something like that. So then I gave her the answer and I said, if you're not happy, please go and speak to your Guru. Okay, it was a standard process. It was just, philosophical question. But still, I saying that if you're not satisfied with what I'm saying, I'm saying based on Shastra. It was not a personal decision. So I said, if you still wish, you can go to your Guru and ask. Because see, some things are because she was asking a very, very exalted question, saying that how do I see Krishna in my life? And she said, many people have laughed at my question. I said, why? If somebody has laughed at your question, first of all, you should now make sure that you will not go to that person again because looks like he doesn't know what spiritual life is all about. So obviously, yeah, it's not a question of laughing, and there's a process acharyas have given, and this is the process. But still, because it's such a very exalted question, right? And if you're not really satisfied with me, absolutely, please go and talk to your guru. Somebody said, I want to change my job. I said, you're going to get into more mess. You want to go outside India, you're going to go into more mess. Please go and approach your guru. I'm not going to give you a decision at all because I have no authority to give you a decision, right? Whatever I say might be my own view. So you please go and speak to your guru. So I push people. I don't, even if people come to me thinking I'm an authority, I will say I'm no authority. There's certain things we can obviously advise people, but not big decisions which are going to change, the amount of time they can do, association they can get in Krishna consciousness. These things are very, very important, and we shouldn't be. Of course, if we are matured enough that we can take a decision based on Guru Sadhu Shastra without being, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're in that position, then it's okay. But for everybody else, one has to go to Guru. And it can be re-corroborated by some senior disciple like that, right? Somebody else can support. Oh, yeah, yes, 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 okay, okay, like that. Or somebody has already said, and then to confirm that one goes to Guru. But important decisions they have to be. And that's the whole idea of Diksha. Let's please understand this. What is the need for Diksha? Actually, we don't need Diksha for any mantra because we already got Hare Krishna mantra. The Diksha is for actually accepting somebody as our Shiksha Guru. I mean, the Diksha Guru has to be the Shiksha Guru as well, right? Shiksha Guru means giving instruction. So if you don't go to the Guru for instruction, then why why did you get initiated in the first place? Of course, then we also understand Guru is busy. We don't take trivial conversations to him. All that maturity has to be there. But it cannot be simply always independently. We can't keep taking decisions. It's very, very important.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhupada.
Again, I'm on line actually.
Yeah.
Actually, I 100% agree with you. Till 2008, even small, because it was very easy to approach our Guru. I used to take small instruction and for taking any decision, asking my Guru Maharaj. So, and there was no, frankly, I tell you, there was no disaster, any decision I taken after discussing with him. But after that, approachable become difficult. I start writing mail. Then it becomes slightly getting a reply not on time. Then a phone was not approachable. 2009, then still it was approachable. But after that, slowly, decision I taken 2-3 decisions, but all were, you can say, disaster type only. So there it comes how to do that one. First point is that one. Okay, personally you talk now. His situation is there. You need 1 or 2 servant. I can choose servant who should be there. Once I discussed one of my temple issue was there, and it was personal discussion was there. It was known to other temple in local. Then I told that who was there. I said he told me also when he told me. I said, you have done wrong thing actually. When I discussed with Guru, that is my personal thing actually. Yeah. Then I told Guru also, okay, Guru, this is a very difficult. Then he called him also. But these are the issues there. How to So all these points are there actually.
No, but Prabhu, my point is this, right? It won't be that we will be going to our, we'll be having life situations such that, every 3 months we have to go to Guru, right? Of course, I mean, if somebody has such a difficult karma phala, then yeah, I mean, then it's even more required that that person take shelter of Guru more, even more, right? And maybe
Yeah.
one meeting just to tell saying that I'm going through real difficulty, I don't know. And maybe good Guru might personally suggest saying that then you take guidance from this person. I'm recommending go to this person. I trust this person, right? I mean, Guru will have his own approach to, guiding his disciples, but it cannot be that we just remain because see that responsibility is there with Guru and Shishya both. Disciple also has the responsibility to go to Guru, and Guru has the responsibility to take care of the disciple. That's
Yeah.
why Shastra says saying that if that relationship cannot be really,
He should not take
uh,
the disciple.
yeah, he should not accept a disciple, or disciple should not become a disciple.
His disciple.
Right? Guru should not accept a disciple, or disciple should not accept a guru. Either way.
Yeah.
So it might be difficult. Yeah, obviously it is difficult, right? But I'm saying it. But important decisions we cannot, in the name of practicality. See, like so we know so many devotees who are so it's absolutely they know that there's nobody else for them except Guru. They'll go and camp, right? Maybe 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, wait till Guru just somehow causeless mercy, pray to Krishna. Guru will oblige. It's not that it's not it's
No,
not
no,
impossible.
yeah. I
It's not, it
understand. I
has to be
understand.
done, and the desire has to be there, saying that no, I am not going to take independent decision. I know
Yeah.
that I might be right, I might be wrong, but this is a very big decision, and I want it. I want it to hear. I want to hear it from my
Right.
guru, right? What I need to do. But most of the times we have seen devotees pre-prepared already, decided this is the
Yeah.
situation, this is the direction. I have decided. Sometimes they will put a email saying that FYI, Guru Maharaj, this is what I'm doing. What will Guru say? He'll say, okay, do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
I don't know one case also. Can Dhruva said, if you are pre-decided, what I can do actually.
Yeah, why do you even come to me? I mean, ideally, but they won't say that because then disciple will feel bad. But actually, the ideal question is saying that if you already decided, why did you come to me and waste my time? Right? But that's not the mood of that should not be the mood of a disciple. And we should be ready for chastisement. If Guru doesn't chastise, who's going to chastise? And we are the nonsense we are because we don't have any chastisement. So these things, that is why spiritual life is very, very important. Initially, I mean, at least my own experience with my guru. Initially, I used to want my guru to say nice things. Now, actually, I want to go to him to get chastised. I go and tell him something, and I'll simply sit and hear. He'll, like I said, something. I went and spoke to him, and he said, "Keep it simple."
Yeah.
And he made, he clearly said, like, maybe I was complicating something which I didn't understand, but his instruction was just told me keep it simple. Also, yeah, we should be ready to hear. And then I was also telling one of my, other devotees saying that from next time when I go to my guru, I want to record the conversation because so many things he would have said, and sometimes in our, bewildered state, not everything even goes into our head. So it's
Yeah.
maybe better to capture the recording, come back and hear it 10 times to actually understand what the guru has spoken. Because otherwise, what is the point? If we think that I know, I know it all, then there is no need for a guru at all. So these things are important. At least all devotees here are young, early stages in their spiritual life. So for all of us, it is absolutely mandatory. You know that we have to figure out. And it's not like every guru has his own way of approachability. Is there? Somebody will say email. Whatever different. Somebody can meet personally. Blah. But that's okay. That's not like a uh, that may be important, but it's not like you need it every day, right? So, but we should have the willingness or acceptance saying that no, 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 this person is perfect. His instruction will be perfect. So I should go to him and take instruction. Uh, and if we think that no, 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 what if he doesn't understand my condition? Blah blah. Then we are doubting Guru. That means we are starting off on the wrong footing. Nama Prada, Guru Rava, like offending a Vaishnava, offending Guru. So we have to be very, very careful about these things. That is the reason why Shravanam is important before taking initiation because we should hear the Vani and be convinced saying that yes, yes, I am ready to accept. I know whatever he says is correct. It's going to work for me. and I'm going to accept. If you are not in that mood, then better not get initiated here for some more time till you become convinced from that Vaishnava from whom one is wanting to take initiation, then take initiation.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anything else, anybody? Okay. Vanchakalpatarubhyashta kripa sindhu bhavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo ananta koti vaishnava ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare